Hi, my name is Robbie, and I'm Bob Dalrymple's daughter, and we're here to celebrate the dedication of the new veterinarian building at CCCC, and we sure appreciate everybody taking their time to come out and join us today.
We'd like to welcome everybody here to the Bob and Annie Lou Dalrymple Vet Center, and hope this continues to success CCCC has enjoyed. Thank you very much.
My name's Jenny Dalrymple, and I'm the youngest granddaughter of Bob and Annie Lou, and they made a major impact in my life.
My name is Scott Ballard, my mom, Robbie Ballard, and Bob Dalrymple is my grandpa, best grandpa anybody could ever ask for. He loved to work on the farm, and that's my passion in life, is to follow in his footsteps and help run the family farm. And if I can just make him proud.
My name is Matthew Dalrymple.
I'm Catherine Dalrymple. I'm Jenny Dalrymple.
And I'm Robbie Ballard.
And we're here to say that we're just very thankful and very honored to support our grandparents today in the naming of this building after them. They'd be very proud because they loved CCCC and supported it throughout their years, so they'd be very honored to have the building named after them. And they'd be very humbled and proud at all the people that came out to support them after in the building being named after them. Thank you.
Yeah, here I am again, John Cameron, along beside my wife, Joanne Cameron. Both of us are members of Farm Bureau, and we are proud to be here to celebrate the ribbon cutting of this building named after Nanny Lou and Robert Dalrymple. Thank you.
Hi, this is Jim Bergen. I'm Vice Chairman of the Central Carolina Board of Trustees. This is another great event for the college. Today we're having the ribbon cutting on the Vet Tech building, and great crowd here. It's a beautiful facility. If you haven't been to Central Carolina Community College campus to look around, I challenge you to. I'd also like to ask everybody in Lee County, Harnett County, and Chatham County, take at least one course from the community college. You'll be amazed at all the things that are going on here. Also want to thank the Dalrymple family for all their contributions to this program and to Central Carolina Community College. Have a great day. Thank you.
This is Rebecca Wyhoff-Salmon, Mayor Pro Tem of the City of Sanford, and we are delighted to have this amazing new building as part of Central Carolina Community College. This will be an incredible asset both to all of the residents who live here, who are going to get a phenomenal education, but also to our economic development. Congratulations.
Good afternoon. My name is Jan Hayes. I'm a Central Carolina Community College Board of Trustee member, and I'm delighted to be here at the celebration of the opening of the Robert and Nanny Lou Dalrymple Veterinary Medical Technology Building. It's truly a great day for Central Carolina Community College, and I'm delighted to be part of it. Thank you.
I'm Julian Philpott, Chairman of the Board of Trustees of Central Carolina Community College, and we're excited today for the ribbon cutting for this brand new addition to our veterinary medical facility, this addition that the citizens of Lee County approved a bond referendum to provide the funding for this outstanding facility. We've got a need for veterinary care in North Carolina, and this facility is going to help Central Carolina Community College fulfill its mission, and we're really excited about this ribbon cutting today and the opportunities this is going to provide for our students who want to be involved in veterinary care.
Hi, I'm Margaret Murchison, a member of the CCCC Foundation, and I am glad to be a part of this dedication today for the Robert and Nanny Lou Dalrymple Veterinary Medical new facility. Isn't it grand, Linda?
It is wonderful. I'm Linda Turbeville, and I'm on the foundation board also. And this is an exciting day for Central Carolina Community College, and we really want to thank the Dalrymple family for their generosity, both in their donation and from their heart. It is truly appreciated, and it will make a difference to the students of this community. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. McMillan, for coming out and videoing this today. This is a memory that we want to keep. Thank you very much.
Beverly Jones. I'm so glad to participate in this day, and I thank you for being here.
My name is Jimmy Love, and I live in Sanford. I'm an attorney. I've known Bob Dalrymple and his wife for years. They're great people, and it's really a privilege and an honor for me to be here today to dedicate this building to these fine people. Thank you very much.
My name is Lisa Godfrey. I'm the Dean of Health Sciences and Human Services here at Central Carolina Community College, and I'm here with Dean Scott Byington for our University Transfer, Art Sciences and Advising. I was going to leave the advising part off, and Dean Goodson, who's also our Dean of Career and Technical Education, and we're here today celebrating the Veterinary Medical Technology building. And what that means to our college is really that we have a space that's dedicated for our animals, for the small animals, dogs and cats, and for our faculty to be able to do more clinical procedures, as well as to provide additional spots for students who are looking at becoming a veterinary medical technician.
Hello, I'm Mayor Chet Mann, and I'm here at the new Veterinarian Medical School at CCCC, and just really proud to see this building come alive. Worked on this as a trustee many years ago, and the bond referendum passed, and today we're sitting in a state-of-the-art facility. There's going to be lots of educational improvements and lots of educational attainment through here. One of the top 3 vet med schools in the country. I'm really proud to be mayor of Sanford while all this is happening. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Kathy Pascal, and I was Nanny Lou and Uncle Bob, Robert Dalrymple's caregiver for almost 7 years, and I enjoyed being in their home. They were such a loving family, and they were good to me. They say I was good to them, but I don't know. But I love them dearly, and I love their family too. So God be with them and be with each and every one of us. Thank you.
I'm Ken Hoyle, the Vice President of Student Services here at Central Carolina Community College. And one of the jobs that I had in my career was the admissions counselor for the Vet Med program. And I have been delighted to watch the Vet Med program prosper and grow as a part of the college. And this building is a long time in coming, and it's absolutely beautiful. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Dr. Emily Hare. I'm the Executive Director of the Central Carolina Community College Foundation. We just want to say a big thank you to Amy and Tommy Dalrymple and Robbie Ballard for their support of our new Veterinary Medical Technologies building. This building and this ribbon cutting is going to make a great addition to our Veterinary Medical Technologies program, enabling us to go from 64 students in the program up to 100. So we are very grateful to the Dalrymple family for helping us make this possible. So thank you.
I'm Philip Price, Vice President for Administrative Services here at Central Carolina Community College at the ribbon cutting for the new Vet Med building. Great turnout today. Wonderful facility. Going to allow great things for our faculty, staff, and students. Looking forward to seeing all the little animals running around here and students taking care of them. Thank you guys for watching.
Congratulations on Central Carolina Community College on the new veterinarian building. What a wonderful experience this is going to be, an opportunity for students and for people in the community of Lee County and surrounding counties. Again, congratulations on the new Veterinarian Medical Center that's here at Central Carolina Community College.
I just need to speak loudly, and I can tell you, my girls, my 5 daughters would tell you, I know how to speak loudly. On behalf of the trustees, administration, faculty, staff, and students at Central Carolina Community College, we welcome each and every one of you who's here to dedicate, as we dedicate this new addition to our veterinary medicine building in honor and memory of Robert and Nanny Lou Dalrymple. I want to thank all of our elected officials who are here today, and I want to specifically recognize my fellow trustees on the board at this time: Jim Bergen, Jim Crawford, Ricky Frazier, James French, Jan Hayes, Jamie Kelly, Pat Kirkland, Robert Logan, George Lucier, Jeannie Morris, Chip Post, Bobby Powell, Gordon Springle, Bill Tatum, and Doug Wilkinson. And our student body president, our SGA president, Dylan Hargis, is our student representative to the board. I'm really proud to serve with this dedicated group of individuals from Lee, Harnett, and Chatham counties who provide outstanding leadership for Central Carolina Community College. We're all in it to pull together for all 3 counties, and that's extremely important. We want to thank Dr. Bud Marchant for his wonderful leadership of Central Carolina Community College for the past 10 years. You know, he's not going to be leaving us until April of 2019, but you know, this is part of his vision for this college, it's coming to fruition, and we're pleased about that. Yeah, I know I see Ed Garrison, who was a former trustee here. Tony Lett, I think Tony Lett is here. I'm probably going to miss some people. Drs. John and Catherine Settle-Shantz, who gave money for the CP lab, and Nona Burrell, who donated money for a classroom here. You know, our foundation, I want to thank our foundation members who are here too, because these folks on the foundation board were the ones, when the money came in, they recommended to the Board of Trustees that this facility be named in honor and memory of Robert and Nanny Lou Dalrymple, and Tommy and Amy and family. That was a unanimous yes on behalf of the Board of Trustees to do that. I particularly want to thank the citizens of Lee County who recognize the educational excellence of Central Carolina Community College and its veterinary medical technician program by overwhelmingly approving the bond proposal that provided the funding for this important facility expansion. You know, North Carolina livestock producers have a significant need for increased veterinary assistance for large animal care. We don't have enough in this state. Central Carolina Community College, through its Vet Tech program, under the leadership of Dr. Kim Browning and our outstanding faculty, are providing, they're helping to meet the need out there for our farmers and ranchers across this state, and our dairy farmers, and that's very much appreciated. This addition is also an integral part of the overall vision for Central Carolina Community College from the trustees, the administration, the faculty, and the community. And we appreciate the great partnerships we have at Central Carolina Community College with our elected officials, the public, and our Lee County schools, and our private businesses and industries. We thank you for your continued support and what you do to make Central Carolina Community College great. The mission statement of Central Carolina Community College provides that Central Carolina Community College serves as a catalyst for individual, community, and economic development through accessible lifelong learning. This facility will help Central Carolina Community College fulfill its mission, and it's fitting that it's named for Robert and Nanny Lou Dalrymple. Bob lived a full life of dedicated service to his fellow man. And just for example, he was a commissioned officer in the United States Marine Corps who served in the Falkland Pacific Theater, and he earned a Bronze Star and a Purple Heart. He was a two-term legislator as a representative in the North Carolina House of Representatives. He was a member and chair of the Lee County School Board for over 2 decades. As a farmer, I got a farm up in Alamance County, but as a soil and water district supervisor, he served as one of our supervisors. And importantly also, he was a Central Carolina Community College trustee. But he didn't do that by himself. Bob was supported in all of his public service and on the family farm by his loving and devoted wife of 63 years, Nanny Lou Dalrymple. We want to thank the Dalrymple family members for your generous contribution to the Central Carolina Community College Foundation, which is going to help provide financial support for Lee County students who are seeking degrees, diplomas, and certificates from Central Carolina Community College. The Central Carolina Community College trustees were privileged and honored to be able to unanimously approve the naming of this veterinary medical facility addition for Robert and Nanny Lou Dalrymple. And it is fitting given the Dalrymple's involvement in agriculture. Again, thank all of you for being here today for this great occasion. We're pleased to have everybody here. And this time, Tommy, I think you've got a few words you'd like to say.
Very few. Thank you, Julia. You don't know how surprised I was when I opened up this and I found out I was the speaker when I had 3 lines to say, and Julian has taken 2 of them. But I do want to thank everybody that took their time out of their busy lives to come here and be with us on this special day from my mother and father. And for those that don't know my sister, I'm going to put her on the spot. I want her to stand up. Robbie Ballard. She has moved away for a long time, has come back, and but me and her were very touched to find out that we could find something to help with education in this county and to do a lot of good and help some kids. And then, you know, we want to thank Dr. Marchand and the board of the foundation board, the CC board of trustees for naming this after Mom and Dad. And I was reading a book recently about how the difference between thriving communities and communities that are stagnant, and the one common denominator that the thriving communities had was education opportunities and places of higher learning. And I think this building is going to continue the success that CCCC has been doing all the years. I remember when it was CCTI, and so this is grown and it's been successful and it's helped the area, and just hope it continue. I know it will continue on. And like I said, thank y'all for coming, and thank all of y'all at CCCC.
Thank you. Briefly, just want to welcome everybody here and talk just for a minute about what the gift that the Dalrymple family would mean to the citizens of the county. About 3 hours ago, we had about 60 or 70 young people who are the first recipients of the K-14 initiative. The K-14 initiative will allow those graduates of public high schools in Lee County to attend tuition-free for 2 years here at Central Carolina Community College. That is what the gift that they have done will allow these students to do. I want to tell you that as the students were walking in with their parents about 3 hours ago, one of them pulled me aside and said, "Dr. Marchant, I'm a single mom. I didn't qualify for Pell Grants. This is a lifesaver. This is how my daughter will be able to attend college." So thank you, and thank you. And for the citizens of Lee County, thank you very much.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, Robbie, do us the honors.
For real, for real?
For real.
All right.
Hello there, my name is Wayne Staten. I'm at Central Carolina Community College, the dedication of the new veterinary medical school, medical building. I just found out today that this building is being named after Nanny Lou and Robert Dalrymple, lifelong friends of mine. I have the utmost respect for Robert Dalrymple because they were two of the finest people I've ever known on the face of this earth. I think it is a great honor, befitting a great family and a great institution. Thank you.
My name is Nona Burrell, and I am from the Moore County Kennel Club, and I contribute scholarships, and so does our club, to help the vet students who come and help us at our microchip clinic every year. They're wonderful guys and gals, and I appreciate them very much, and I appreciate the college.
Hey, my name is Justin Pidley. This is Taylor Miller. We're two second-year students at the VMT program at CCCC, and we'd like everybody to come check out CooperPets.org. All of our dogs and cats are up for adoption, so come take them home.
Hi, I'm Jessica Holt. This is Amy Bettini and Megan Kelly, and we're instructors in the CCCC Veterinary Technology Program. I was just wanting to say what an eloquent building we have, and we're so excited about our new facilities for our animals.
Hi, I'm Margaret Murchison at the Raleigh Executive Jetport, where we are attending a news conference today that's geared toward young people who are interested in becoming a pilot. This is sponsored by the Wings of Carolina Flying Club, and we have remarks from Warren Wheeler, who is the director of the flight training program, who will talk to us and tell us how young people can become a part of this program, actually earn their pilot's license, and when they go off to college, they have their license and can actually pay their own way through school. Here's Mr. Wheeler.
Okay, I'm Warren Wheeler, and I have a program to take kids, youth at 13 or 14 years old, and we get rid of them at 17, but we send them off. Hopefully, the eventual plan is to send them off to college with a flight instructor's rating. Our first student you interviewed a few minutes ago doesn't have that, but we've offered to, when we get the funds for that, we're going to bring him back and make sure he gets a flight instructor's rating. But and this is the Wings of Carolina Flying club, and we send our students to ground school down here. One of the things they have the right attitude, and they have excellent instructors who have a lot of experience, and that's really the key to the ground school classes that we send our kids to down here.
Hi, I'm Michael Rivnak, and I'm the vice president here of the Wings of Carolina Flying Club. I've been a member for about 4.5 years and did all my primary training, and really all of my flying experience has been here at the club.
Kerry Roundtree, UPS captain, visiting Carolina Flying Club. Looks like they have a wonderful operation here. I've heard nothing but positive about Carolina Flying Club and how they are working with the youths from 15 years old and training them to become professional pilots. These young people are going to be our commercial pilots of the future.
Glenn Roan, United Airlines captain on the 777. I am a member of the Wings of Carolina Flying Club. Been a member for just a little bit over a year. And it's been a wonderful opportunity to be associated with the club. And the club has done more than been open arms with all of us to try to bring in more youth throughout the whole, both counties, not in just Wake County, but also in Durham County, to bring youth down to, give them an opportunity to see what they can do in aviation. And we're in one of the classrooms right now that, where the ground school is being taught, and it has really changed minds and hearts forever. So thank you.
And I might add that the club is in Sanford, and it's available to people who are in this area to come here and do the same kind of program. Okay.
My name is Tamika Enoch, and I am a Wings of Carolina ground school student. I enjoy the school. My teacher is John Hunter, and he's very knowledgeable. I learn so much. I come in excitement to hear his stories of, they're not wartime stories, but they're aviation time stories, and the history behind his stories on how different things have came about in our day and time. I highly recommend Wings of Carolina, and I'm very highly appreciative to be here. Thank you very much.
And if I may, it's really an honor for the Wings of Carolina to be the host for these folks, and to in any way be able to support the really tremendous work that you all are doing. Our mission, so we're one of the oldest and largest flying clubs in the country, and our mission is to bring flight education and experience to the people of this region of central North Carolina, basically, and to do so as safely as possible and at a low cost. And the work that you all are doing and the folks you're bringing here to participate is a wonderful part of that. And we're just hoping that we can continue this and support that in any way we can.
So my name is Jordan Griffith. I'm a recent graduate of Hillside High School, class of 2019, and I will be attending The Ohio State University in the fall to pursue a degree in aviation management with a professional pilot concentration. So I'm the first student of Mr. Wheeler's Carolina Young Aviators program to graduate with a private pilot's license, which will enable me to save money in college and to be able to take less flight classes in college, to be able to get to the airlines faster, to follow in the footsteps of these fine gentlemen here. Just want to thank Captain Wheeler for all the great work he's done with me, all the investment in time and money he's put into me, and I know that everything and everywhere I've been in aviation is thanks to him.
I'm Damiel Enoch. I am a student here at the flight class, and I am planning on becoming a pilot soon. Hopefully.
That friend of mine standing there, jumping up and down the class and said, give him hell, Ed said, give him hell. And I did, I shot him down.
Good afternoon, fellow Rotarians and guests. Hope you all thank you, Tommy. Hope you all are doing very well today. It's supposed to be spring, feels a little bit colder, but we're going to have an invocation by Mr. Patrick Kelly. Patrick?
Please join me in the Rotary prayer. Service with us, open our eyes that we may see, open our ears that we may hear, touch our hearts that we may love, clear our minds that we may think, and strengthen our hands that we may work. Amen.
Thank you, Patrick. All right, I am not Larry Aiken. Yeah, I know. I know I look like Larry Aiken, but Larry's out of town, so I'm presiding for him, and that means we're going to get out on time, Patrick. And incoming president, Krista Lambert, is up in the Raleigh area today, and he might come in a little bit late, and they asked me to preside, and I said that would be just fine. I intentionally started early today because I wanted to give our distinguished guests enough time, because as you're going to find out, Hubert let us know that he could go on for an hour. And we don't have an hour, and he knows that. But I'm going to have David Spivey introduce our guests today.
Thank you, John. Okay, everyone, it's my pleasure to introduce Hubert Garland Edwards and his wife, Linda. I'm excited. I can't wait to hear his program, but before I give his introduction, he did say, he said, I can talk an hour and not even look at a note. So he said, if we have a family or Rotary event or something in the evening where we don't have a big time constraint, he would love to come back and give another program for everybody could bring their spouses and that kind of thing. Yeah. So we will, I'll tell him we definitely keep that in mind. But Hubert was born October 27th, 1918. And you know what that means? That means this October he'll be 100 years old. Awesome. And he was raised on a 300-acre tobacco farm in Beaufort County near Washington, North Carolina. He was one of 11 brothers and sisters. And as he became older, he decided he didn't like farming. And he decided that it just wasn't for him. And so in 1939, being underage, he had his parents sign for him so he could enlist in the Army. Before he went to Europe, to England in 1941, he was married. He was assigned to the 17th Field Artillery Battalion. He served 37 months overseas on the front lines. He participated in 7 D-Day type invasions in 7 countries and North Africa. In 1968, he was chosen to be the Beaufort County campaign manager for the Honorable Senator Robert Morgan. Most of us in here remember that name. At that time, he was running for Attorney General of North Carolina. Hubert was on the first board of directors of the Beaufort County Community College. His career, working career, he retired from Hamilton Beach. You remember they make blenders and things like that. I remember that name, Hamilton Beach. In 2011, he went on the Flight of Honor for World War II veterans off to Washington, D.C., and I know Rotary used to help with those events also. On July 4th, 2016, the Atlanta Braves played the Marlins at Fort Bragg in Fayetteville at the new baseball stadium, and Hubert was the guest of honor for that game. And he's been a lifelong Braves fan for 73 years, but he had never attended a game, so that was a big treat and honor for Hubert for that. He has been the Grand Marshal of the Lillington Veterans Day Parade. He's been a Mason for 72 years. He's a member of the Western Hornet Lions Club for 10 years. a member of the Sanford Senior Drama Club. He's also a member of First Baptist Church. That's how I got to know Hubert and Linda from church. His hobbies are cooking, baking, traveling, dancing, and acting. He enjoys speaking and sharing his experience with civic clubs. So if any of you other, any other organizations you're affiliated with, I'm sure Hubert would love to get on the schedule to talk to that group. On April 12th, next week, Holocaust Remembrance Day, he's speaking along with a Jewish survivor of Auschwitz concentration camp at Fort Bragg at the Iron Mike Convention Center. And that'll be live streamed, and maybe you can give me a connection or a site where we could click on and watch that. But, he's married almost 11 years to Linda, and they live at Carolina Lakes down in Harnett County. And also his daughter Gail and her husband Jim Searles live in Carolina Lakes also. But Mr. Edwards wants to share some of his experiences with World War II for us today, so let's give him a hearty welcome.
Thank you for that introduction. It's great to find out who you are, isn't it? Oh, this right here, I want to tell you, I lost my hearing during World War II with arterial concussion. The VA has been really good to me, furnishing me with hearing aids and my hearing equipment, stuff of that nature. This little gadget right here is my ears. This picks up your sounds, different voices, different categories of different things, transmits it to my hearing aids so I can hear. Not 25 or 50% now, but enough that I can get by, and I appreciate this. Linda, my wife, owns this. This is her equipment. It's given to her so she could communicate with me. And now just get down to the business at hand, okay? In the beginning, I was in the invasion of North Africa. I was in the invasion of Sicily. I was in the invasion of Italy. I was in the invasion of southern France. So that gave me 4 invasions. I had 660 frontline fighting days. Out of that came a lot of experiences that I wouldn't take a lot of money for, and I wouldn't give you a plug nickel to go through it again either, I'll tell you that. During my 10 years of the 37 months I served over there, like I said, it started out in Africa. One of the first things that happened to us was Kasserine Pass. That was a disaster. The Germans were set up for us because they were expecting us. We had a mountain here, and a 2-lane highway in the center going through the valley. When we approached it, that they let loose all the power they had to stop us and cause us to get in a great retreat. We lost 299 enlisted people. We lost 35 officers. We lost 12 guns. We lost every piece of rolling equipment we had but one. And so the ones of us that was lucky enough to get out, we got out on foot. And we wondered about trying to get back to our outfit and what was left of it, and we finally made it. We got re-equipped. We got all new guns, all new rolling equipment and everything. And 3 weeks later, the Germans met us again. That was their mistake. We gave them what they thought they had finished of us. a real battle. Okay, so in North Africa, our next battle was a place called El Qatar. Got up one morning and everything was quiet and peaceful. Our 3-gun battles was A, B, and C. Okay, the commander of B battery looked around and he said, boys, he said, things are so quiet, I'm afraid what is about to take place. So our guns were set in behind these sand dunes. He took his binoculars, walked up on top of the sand dune, laid down on his tummy, with his binoculars. He counted 36 German tanks lined up, fixing to attack us. He directed fire on those tanks. They counterattacked it. We opened up on them. We attacked, they counterattacked 6 times during that day. We knocked out those 36 tanks. Then they decided that the only thing left them to do was to attack on foot. We had in our artillery and in our possession an anti-tank shell. At the end of that shell where you put your fuse, we had a little piece of tinfoil cylinder that ran over the end of it where that fuse was at. When it was fired and got within 6 or 7 feet of its destination, it exploded. So we used that effort to stop them on foot. That commander, B. Battery, said, boys, I want to tell you something. He said, that's the greatest act of artillery I have ever seen in my life. He said, we knocked out 36 tanks. We killed the ones that were attacking on foot. And it's an artilleryman's dream. He says, body parts, arms, eggs, legs, heads, different body parts flying all over everywhere. When we broke up that deal for that day, of course we still had our 12 guns, and listen, we had 8 rounds of ammunition. We were thankful to the Lord that the Germans didn't know that, because you know about it, 12 guns and 8 rounds of ammunition? And so we called back quartermaster. We got to have some artillery shells and we need them right now. They didn't send 2 or 3 trucks. They said, them guys up there got 12 guns, they need a lot of ammunition. They sent 12 truckloads, 1 truckload per gun. Okay, now during that day and that battle at El Qatar, the Germans decided that they'd come in and strafe our gun positions. Well, I had my own Jeep assigned to me. I had twin 50 caliber machine guns mounted in the back of my Jeep. So here comes this Messerschmitt 109 German plane to strafe our gun positions. I had this good friend from Jersey City, New Jersey. His name was Michael Lehman. I won't ever forget this guy. He was one heck of a good person. I said to him, I said, Mike, I said, he's going to come back when it does. I'm going to be ready for him. I said, come on. Well, our guns was up here. He came from this direction. My Jeep with my machine guns are sitting back here. So he didn't have a view of me whatsoever because he was over here and I was back here. Wasn't long I told Mike, I said, he's coming, I hear him. And just a few moments, he came in sight. When he got in fire distance, I opened up them twin 50 caliber machine guns. That friend of mine standing there, jumping up and down the steps, he said, give him hell, Liz, he said, give him hell. And I did, I shot him down. I wish I had more time. I got a lot of stories I could tell you about World War II, my experiences. But when we made the invasion of Sicily, we had to wade ashore. We lost one man. We had a guy in our outfit, he must have weighed 210 pounds and he must have been over 6 foot. And wading ashore, he caught a bad cold, he had flu, he had pneumonia and died. He was the only one we lost in that invasion of Sicily. Well, as we were fighting in Sicily, up on it wasn't a mountain, it was a large hill like, and we were sitting down here in the valley. Up there, they had this monastery. Had an agreement with our enemies like Italy, Germany, that monastery would not be destroyed because it was a religious retreat. We honored it. The Germans didn't. They were using it as an outpost, sitting up there looking down at the valley down there, looking right at us and our guns, directing fire on us. Churchill, Eisenhower, and Joseph Stalin had a meeting one night. Said, we got to do something about that monastery up there. What shall we do? Stalin, Churchill wanted to destroy it. Eisenhower didn't. He said, we need to honor it. Stalin said to him, he says, listen, fellas, he says, they got the advantage of us. We got to do something about it. He said, I'll tell you what you two do. He called up the Pope, see how many divisions he's got to protect it. That done the trick. That turned the tide. Air Force was notified that night. We were notified that night. Tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock, we're going to destroy it. Right on the money, 8 o'clock next morning, here come the Air Force. We opened up our guns, 30 minutes to went to the monastery. Man, we completely blew it over that hill. Well, when we made the invasion of Sicily, in our own outfit, we had bets about how long it would take us to conquer Sicily. Anywhere from 30 to 44 days. I lost. I took number 31. Well, on through there, the number of days it took us to conquer Sicily, and the next morning that we're going to invade Italy, had a stream of water that ran between Sicily and Italy, known as the Messina Straits. Mile and a half across there. That was a good target for us. Our guns wouldn't shoot but 11 miles. At 11 o'clock that night, all of our guns opened up, and everywhere we could find put a gun, we had one. In the street, in the driveways, on the street corners, everywhere. But all those guns opened up that night at 11 o'clock. You hold your arm about like that. Right on the money, it's 11 o'clock. I mean, we had that much firepower, that much light. Well, next morning, we landed on the very foot of Italy. When we opened up that barrage the night before, The Germans were crazy. They said, we got to get out of here, them boys is coming. So when we made our landing the next morning, listen, we went 7.5 miles up Italy before we contacted any Germans. They had retreated that far. Well, of course, we fought on up Italy, conquered Naples, on our way to Rome. There's a place up there called Anzio. You nodding your head. Do you know something about this? Anzio. Okay. The British and us had a plan. The British was going to invade on the eastern shores of Italy. We were going to invade on the western shores of Italy. And we were going to fight inwards until we met in the center. We made our invasions. I want somebody to tell me what happened to the British. They didn't show. They didn't show. So here we were sitting out at Anzio by ourselves. We had a secret. We had 2 Navy warships sitting off shores from Anzio with those 16-inch guns. And when they got through shelling that area where we were going to invade, there wasn't nothing left. There wasn't a building left, there wasn't a shelter left, there wasn't a tree left, there wasn't a sprig left. I mean, they had wiped it out for 5 or 6 miles, and they gave us room to invade and get set up and everything. Well, then they had to do something to furnish us supplies at Anzio, because all back here was the Germans, and then back of this was us. So what we had to do was to load trucks with equipment, including food, everything that was necessary for us, and ship it to us by ship out of the Mediterranean to come back into Anzio. Fighting on up there, and we were having a good time. We were on the march. We were on the go. Well, when we reached the outskirts of Rome one afternoon, a little bit before the sunset, we were sitting there that night, and such a show of air power I have never seen in my life. The sky was full of them all night long. And of course, we had a conference running ourselves. Well, the invasion across the channel got to be taking place with all this air power up there. Next morning, the first thing we heard on the radio, the Americans invaded France. And so then we occupied Rome. We had this agreement with Germany too, that whenever we reached Rome and we notified them that we would, we were not going to destroy Rome because it was a religious city. And so when we showed up, the Germans pulled out and left. So there we had Rome this morning, and the invasion across the channel took out this morning. We were fighting on up Italy. We wanted to get to Florence. You may know this, and somebody may not, but one of the we wanted to get up there and see the Leaning Tower, but Eisenhower had different plans. Before we could get to Florence, he pulled us out, sent us back down to Naples and loaded us on ships. southern France, here we come. Invasion of southern France. When we made the invasion of southern France, some of us in our outfit made a remark that said, Hitler, look out, here we come. We were still on the march. We were on the go. Well, about that time, I don't know if many of you ever heard of the Yalta Convention. Roosevelt, Churchill, Stalin met to see who should go into go into Berlin first. Roosevelt, Churchill, Stalin decided that Russia should go in because they had such a hard time fighting the Germans, keeping the Germans from capturing Russia. So we got sold out at the Yalta Convention. As the war continued on, while everything was on the march, we had the troops come in across the Channel. We had the troops that had invaded southern France at Marseilles. We were in the Third Army. And as we were advancing rapidly, we were 300 miles ahead of everybody else heading to Berlin. The Yalta Convention says the Russians got to get there first. So what did they do with us? They gave us a right, flank sent us into Austria. What business we have in Austria? My God. Austria, Czechoslovakia, Yugoslavia, all of those satellite countries were cut off. They were surrounded. They couldn't get out. They couldn't defend their own country because we had them blocked off. Sent us up in there. So, when the war ended in Europe, everything settled, document signed, the war ended. And then they had a program for the number of points that each GI had. And if you had a certain amount of points, you got to fly home. If you didn't come up with that many flights, you came back on a ship. Listen, you're looking at the guy that had the highest number of points of anybody in our outfit. The number, in order to fly back home, was 300. I had 430. And so I got to fly back home. I made this remark to a lot of people. There's two things the Germans didn't like. They didn't like the 155 howitzer, and they hated me. So, here we are, still fighting wars, and I can't understand none of them. We fought and won 2 world wars in 4 years. Right now, we can't take a cotton-picking hill or peninsula or anything of any nature whatsoever in 16 years. Now you tell me there ain't something wrong. 16 years to take a place like Afghanistan? When we won 2 world wars in 4 years each? I wish I had a lot of time. I got a whole lot I could tell you, but my time is up. Thank you for listening.
Hubert, could you told me at church that night that you met Eisenhower and Patton.
Yes, I did.
Could you tell that story real briefly?
Yeah, I'll be happy to, yeah.
Okay.
We had just moved our guns in France, in the woods. That was a no-no. You put a 155 house out there in the woods and you fire that thing in the woods, if that shell hits the top of a tree up there, it explodes right over you. We were digging a hole in the ground about this big. We poured gasoline in it, take a number 10 can, which held about a gallon, filled it up with water, set those in, and heated that water. When it started boiling, we poured our coffee in it, made some coffee. We were sitting there making some coffee. I heard the leaves rattling behind me, and I was the sergeant in charge. I looked around and who was back there but Eisenhower and Patton? I got up and called attention. Eisenhower looked at me and said, "Sit down, boy." I couldn't find no reason not to. So I did. I sat down and I told him, I said, "Sir," I said, "you can see that we're making some coffee. If you got 10 or 15 minutes wait around, we'd be happy to share a cup of coffee with you." He got up there and he looked at the coffee. He said, "I don't think I could go that coffee." I said, "If you're in the same situation we're in," I said, "you reckon you could?" He said, "Probably." And so he had not talked 12, 15 minutes, and he finally said, "I'm out here looking around, see how things is going. And from what I'm looking at right now, we're going to win this war." I said, "You're right." I said, "Because we're going to see to it too." And so then he said, "Well, we better go." So he and Pat got in the Jeep and drove off. But I was one of the very few people, I'm sure, that ever got to talk to Eisenhower and Patton, and especially both of them at the same time.
Thank you.
I better get me. Wonder what I got all these notes for. I didn't use them.
You didn't even use them, that's right. Hubert, thank you so much.
You're quite welcome.
Thank you for your service.
This has been a good experience for me and a joyful one.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Linda, thank you as well. Thank you very much. You're right, we could listen to you for an hour, and I think we're gonna have to take you up, as David mentioned, the next time we have a social, we'll have you come. You didn't use a lick of your notes, and you just kept on, yeah. Anyways, thank you for your time.
Let me take just a little bit more
Sure.
time, if you will.
That's fine.
You won't believe what this is. My daughter, only child, but she's in a junior in high school. They were studying American history. The teacher asked them, "Any of you have parents, relatives, anybody in your family that's a World War II veteran?" My daughter said, "Dad, I couldn't help it." So my little hand flew right up, said, "My daddy." So the teacher asked her, said, "Do you think he'd be interested to come?" She said, "I'll let you know tomorrow." That night she talked to me about that. I said, "I'll be happy to." Guess what? This is my notes I used for that very first speech when she was a junior in high school.
She's 70.
And I still got them.
She's 70.
Did you hear what Linda said? Linda said she's 71 now.
71.
Yeah. That's awesome. So you did use notes